I want to talk briefly about consistency. This is going to be a short video, but consistency has been one of my biggest weaknesses by far. Probably my top three weaknesses in my entire life would be in the consistency category. Consistency, I think a lot of people are not consistent as well. I think a lot of people suffer that. Some people are mindful enough to know that they suffer from it, and some people have no idea. And consistency is so key. It's so key that it may be sometimes more important than talent or ability. And ever since I was a kid, ever since I was a little kid, I kind of knew about this, and I thought about this. So one of my earliest memories was sitting on the rug in elementary school. I think I was in second grade, and I had just moved to a new school in California. My parents had moved. And there was a girl sitting next to me, and I don't exactly know the conversation that transpired or the actual just I don't the actual convo, the word said. I'm not gonna be able to remember that. They would be stupid if I tried to remember those. But the affect I had was very clear, very clear. So I was a bit of a competitive person, especially academically at the time, and so I wanted to do well. And the affect I had was that this girl, this girl, and a few other people in this new school, in this new class, are not as smart as me, but they're performing better than me. I could see the teacher liked them and they're doing well, and they were doing better already than I was. I could see that the teacher was getting not a great impression of me, even though I was like, dude, I'm much smarter than these people. And then in talking to them, I saw the work that they were doing and the effort that they were doing, and just how conscientious and diligent they were. Both that girl specifically, but also the other people in the class. Not everyone, obviously, just a select few. And I could see how there were some people in that group of select few that maybe were actually smarter than me. Maybe. But most weren't. And I knew it. And it sounds kind of, am I right? Was I right? I don't know. But that's how I felt at the time. But I also felt like, wow, they're better than me in many ways because they're able to study. I felt it deeply that, dude, this girl, the fact, like, she just had told me something about her study schedule as a 7 year old. And I remember just being stunned and not happy with myself and just realizing how important consistency was. I think that that time I deeply, for the first time, I deeply in my body, I understood. Okay, wow, consistency is important. That's an important thing in the world. I had not known about that before. I had not known. I probably put too much emphasis on innate ability, on innate talent, but I wasn't thinking about luck. Luck came far later in my life. So first I was thinking probably innate talent, and innate ability, then consistency, and then later on I also realized luck is a big factor as well. But consistency is a big one, and that's something I struggle with because there's something in my personality where I'm also a perfectionist and I'm anxious about any product I produce. So it's not a good combo when you're anxious about any product you produce and you're hard on yourself and you want things to be perfect and you want things to be judged well, and you think that everything you produce reflects so deeply on who you are. And I'm that's some that entire thing and everything that goes along with it, that's kind of that's like the more recent part of my journey. Out of my journey of like exploring my mind and understanding my mind more, that stuff is the most recent. I'm still in the thick of it. I'm still understanding like how things that happened in my childhood clearly have impacted me today in terms of my work, my ability to work on anything. Just my overall ability to create a product is influenced by things that have happened when I was a kid, obviously. But for me, I'm stunned about that. I didn't know that my work would be influenced by that, but my work is any work I do is incredibly influenced by it because some things happened to me. My parents were certain ways. They were so harsh and critical in so many ways. and I've adopted that into myself in many ways too. It's very tough, and that's kind of the thing I'm dealing with now. That's my latest thing. That's the out of all, like, maybe, like you say, there was like 10 ditches I needed to dig. Maybe I've dug six of them. Now I'm on the seventh one. Maybe I'm on the eighth one. That this is the one where I'm thinking about the work now, and anxiety related to work, procrastination related to work, fear related to work, insecurity related to work, shame related to work, feeling like it's all of you that's being exposed when you produce a product, instead of really understanding what the fuck is going on in reality, and just having this overly critical thing, not even a voice, just a overly critical affect that just, you could just tell, that dominates you inside in a certain way, that leftover voice from the overly critical parent. uh, but I don't think I'm explaining it well. I don't think I'm explaining it well at all, because I think I haven't understood it well enough to explain this. But even if I'm not explaining it well, I do understand that consistency is very important. That's something I need to focus on more, including consistency related to these YouTube videos. And I think everyone needs to try to be a little bit more consistent with the things they know they need to be doing.